Well, one such startup that could benefit is OrangeApps, whose founder and CEO Gian Javelona has just been named to Forbes magazine's 30 Under 30 in Asia list this year. Gian also happens to be right here in the studio with me. Welcome to the show, Gian. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me here.
Congratulations on making it to Forbes Asia's, I should say, 30 Under 30 list. That's because of your OrangeApps, which,
Yes.
if I understood correctly, is a web and mobile platform that allows schools to run everything from enrollment to class scheduling to
Yes.
e-learning. Tell me
Yes.
exactly how it works in your own words.
Sure. So OrangeApps is a technology company based here in the Philippines, and we build products and services that solves real-world problems. And we're focusing now in education. So when I was a student, I was actually suffering from falling in line for like 3 to 4 hours just to register to school. And if you don't have a classroom, you don't have a class. So that's why we created a platform wherein the schools would just subscribe to us and they'll have a software right away. So instead of them like subscribing to different kinds of software, now they'll just focus on one software and do everything from backend operations, to online learning, to data analytics. Now they just focus more on giving better education rather than worrying about maintaining these softwares.
So this was where the idea was born out of, because you just did not like lining up for hours to get into a class.
Yes.
What specific pain points are you still trying to address as you develop this program?
Well, right now it's actually our users who's telling us what we should build. Like it's really amazing to see teachers and students using our applications wherein they could use it to study, share content or share their notes. And right now they're taking classes like answering homeworks and quizzes. So we're getting this more feedback wherein they could do messaging on the app and ask for questions. So instead of them like doing physical classroom, they could actually use it using their phone. They could study already.
And is this something that is being monetized already at this stage, or is it free?
Yes, no, it's actually a business. Our business is actually a B2B to C model. The school doesn't pay us. It's actually on a per student basis. So it's added on the tuition fee or the IT fee of the students.
And which particular schools have you already tied up with at this stage?
We have different kinds of schools, from colleges, university, K-12, international schools, and even the short courses schools. Like we have Magsaysay, the shipping company. We also have international schools like Manila Waldorf, World City Colleges, Spire of Southridge. And right now we're actually starting to scale outside the Philippines. Like we're getting schools from Indonesia, Vietnam, and even Dubai. So it's really amazing to build something here in the Philippines and scale globally.
Do you mean to say that every time a school signs on with you guys, the fees for your service are automatically built into the tuition fees for the student?
Yes.
What if they don't want to use it?
There's no choice because we run the backend operation of the school. In order for the student to enroll to the school, they will be using us. In order for them to pay their tuition fee online, they'll still be using us.
Without even realizing
Yes.
if they're using your platform.
Yeah, so right now, majority of the schools are doing everything manually, but now they're going to use us and do everything automatically.
Gian, let me ask you something that we ask all of the startups that come
Sure.
through here. How are you funded at the moment? Are you still bootstrapping, or are there formal plans for more financing later on?
Yeah, so initially we were bootstrapping the company, but we raised a round of funding. At the same time, we're making money already. So the growth of the company is really amazing, especially right now we're getting traction outside the Philippines. So it's really perfect timing for us to really focus on revenue rather than fundraising.
When you talk about investors, are these local? Are these foreign? What's the
Everything-
mix here?
All our investors right now are local, and it's really amazing because it's really tough to raise funds in the Philippines. But if you really know that you could actually sell the vision of the company, I know the right people will come.
And so that's going to be the plan for the midterm, to just keep raising seed fund
No, with our
financing.
company right now, we're really just focused on sales. We want to really to grow our revenues. And then maybe in the future, we will raise a new round of funding to really focusing on other emerging countries.
As you look at growing your footprint, and not just talking about geographically, is there a plan to maybe migrate some of this technology into other industries, not just education, for instance?
Well, as what I said, our mission really is to build products and services that will solve real-world problems. We're focusing now in education, but that doesn't stop us from building healthcare or fintech or agriculture. But right now, we're just really focused
Because I
on
would
education.
imagine the back end would more or less be the
Yes.
same, right? Because you're streamlining
That's true.
the efficiency,
That's
the
true. We see ourselves like Salesforce.com, but for education right now. So their model is actually really like the same with our model, but we're really focused now on education. But it doesn't stop us from going to like healthcare or the hospitals or
right.
agriculture.
You're once quoted as saying that finding the best people is a real challenge here. Do you still find that?
When I was young, when I started the company, I was like 20 years old. It's tough to hire people who will actually join a 20-year-old CEO. But right now, because of the credibility of being part of Forbes or getting customers, and we're actually providing hope to the technology industry in the Philippines because majority of our talents came from the province and they don't have the opportunity to work for a company that builds products. Like majority of the companies here are BPOs.
So
So
you are getting a lot more traction now.
yes.
Well, you talked about being part of Forbes Asia 30 under 30. When you would be exposed to what other startups in the region
Yeah.
are doing as well. How would you characterize the local Filipino startup industry? Are you getting? Do you feel like you're getting more support from the government and the private sector now?
If you compare the startup community in the Philippines compared to other, I realize that we need to think bigger. The world right now is becoming smaller and smaller, and we need to move really fast. That's what I realized being part of Forbes. And with the local support right now, I'm really happy to see that there are actually a lot of community happening right now, from QBO to the government doing a lot of support. So it's really amazing, especially with the AM Dado Banato program. It's really an amazing opportunity. It's perfect time to build companies right now.
But more needs to be done.
That's true.
All
That's
right.
true.
Fantastic insights. We're going to have to leave it there. Gian Javelona, CEO and founder, I should say, of OrangeApps. Thanks very much for your time
Thank
today.
you so much. Let's take a quick